Hello, welcome to 9Design 3D. In this video, we will learn how to sculpt stylized character head with easy method. Let's go to the video. First, I will use a reference image for making my first block shape for the head reference. I will leave a link in description. You can download this reference image. With the Shift A image reference, I am adding to my scene this and Shift A to duplicate, rotate in Z-axis 19 and I will set up. You can decrease this opacity from the image settings and choose unselectable for this. For the head, first we will add a cube to our scene and with the control tree you can add subdivision surface modifier to this. Scale and place. Don't forget to uncheck your optimal display in the subdivision surface modifier settings. With the numpad 1 front view and numpad 3 side view you can set up and Shift it to duplicate it again. In the X-ray mode, you can place for matching with your reference image. This is not important too much for the following all the process because we will make some stylized character head. This will be not realistic. You can add extra lookup with Ctrl R and with the proportional edit, shortcut key is O. You can use this for giving some block shape before the sculpt process. Now I will shift it to duplicate this top part of the head and for making ears you can scale in X-axis and with the side view move some of your vertices in edit mode and shape like the ear. And you can add a mirror modifier to this with the choosing your base object of the top head. For the neck you can add a cylinder. In Tab to Edit mode, choose bottom vertices and E to extrude them down and scale a bit. You can shade smooth it with the right click, add subdivision surface, level viewport 2, add extra loop cut to top and bottom. Now, you can apply all of your modifiers onto your block shapes with the Ctrl A, choose all of them and Ctrl J to join them together. Don't forget to Ctrl A. All transform and right-click set origin to geometry for this before the sculpting. Go to Sculpt mode and now we will remesh it. You can set your voxel size 0.005 and press remesh. As you see, these two look like the blocky parts with the little squares. With the smooth brush, I am smoothing all my head with this brush with the pressing left mouse button key. If you don't want to learn the sculpt, I'm making a video with how to model without sculpting a character. You can go from the top right card and watch this. And with the G to shortcut key, I'm getting my grab tool and giving some blob shape of my front head and back part of it. You can set your strength from the top or with the radius of it. Shortcut key is F. You can watch the screencast from the left bottom. With the scrape tool, don't forget to uncheck your Dyn topo from the top. With the scrape tool again, you can give some flat shape of the character's jawline and the cheek areas. Feel free yourself. This is your own stylized character. You don't make anything with realistic, but you can follow something with the realism, maybe. I am getting my annotation tool and I will draw onto my character with the X-ray mode because I want to place my eyes, nose and eyebrows type. With the side view, you can draw your outlines. I will turn back to the clay strip. With the pressing Ctrl and the left mouse button, you can dig in it of your character's eye holes. With the pressing Shift, you can make it smoother. And normally, when you use your mouse left button, you can use your extra clay strips. For the dig, use Ctrl. Without pressing Ctrl, you can add extra clays to your character. I am giving some digging shape for the clay strips. With the pressing Ctrl, as you see, I will make a little eye holes like this with the following my annotation lines. Without the control, I am adding extra clay parts for my nose and side of the eyes. You can give a shape with this method. You don't have to choose always the smooth brush. You can use shift which brush you have. I am giving my nose shape, eyebrows and frontal parts of the head. With the shift I am making smoother. We will use this method on our brushes. With the grab tool you can choose your nose. I will make little button type of the nose for this. You can give shape how you want. As I said before, you don't have to follow all the reference image. You can add extra details from yourself. I will turn back to the layout mode and I will add a UV sphere for the eyes. You can rotate it in the x-axis 19. Don't forget to shade smooth and place it. After you place, you can add two materials for these eyes. For the iris part, under the viewport display, you can change its color from here for seeing in the solid view. Choose some face of our eyes. With the pressing Alt, you can assign your iris, as I mean second material for this. You can add some mirror modifier. Choose a mirror object of your character's head. Again, choose your character's head and turn back to the sculpting process. With the grab tool and the other brushes we will use now, give a shape inner eye hole. With the draw sharp and pressing Ctrl, you can give a shape like me. For the outer edges, you can set it up with the draw sharp and pressing Ctrl. As you understood, with the pressing Ctrl, it makes opposite parts and reverse your brush. I am giving some extra detailed shape, and if I don't have enough geometry around the eye, I can use my clay strips again for adding extra geometry and extra clay for my character's eyelids. For the top of the eyelids, I am making same thing for this. With the clay strip, adding extra geometry for that. And with the pressing shift and with the same brush, I am making smoother around the eyelids. How you want, you can set up of your eye holes. If you want, you can make more bigger or little monolith type. After I set my block shape for this. After all of that, for getting extra geometry, I will remesh 0.003 voxel size. And now, with the draw brush tool, with the pressing Ctrl, I will give some outer shape of my eyelids. With the flat shape of the eyelids, as you know, some Disney characters or some game characters, this type of heads, it's not mean you are not realistic, it's not important, this is cartoony type or some game part of it. With the draw sharp again, I am adding my extra eyelids parts with the digit. Sometimes I am making with the shift helping smooth around my eyelids. For the bottom part of the eyelids, I am making same thing with the Ctrl. I will make this inner part of them with the flat shape. Our eyes are almost ready. You can maybe search some different type of the stylized head from the Pinterest for getting some inspiration for the other artist characters, trying to understand how they make this type of characters with their imagine. Let's continue with our nose. You don't have to match all the nose parts with the side reference. I am getting my grab tool and give some shape to my nose. If you want, you can make it higher or more blobby shape. I'm getting my crease brush for giving some crease lines around the nose and eye holes connection. You can give some extra details with this crease and draw sharp brush. After all of that, I'm getting my draw sharp again. With the Ctrl, you can set extra line around the nose, and for the nostrils, you can dig in them. And with the grab tool for the nostril parts of the front nose, You can give some extra detailed nose shape with this method. For the adding extra geometry, again, as I said before, you can use your clay strips or with the draw brush pressing control. I am making this type of little button nose for my character. You can watch process or you can set different type of nose. With the scrape tool, you can give some flatness onto the nose, cheeks and side of the parts. You can use flatten brush too, but I am using my scrape brush to make them easier. With the clay strip, I am adding extra geometry and extra clays under of my nose. Let's make our mouth part. For this, you can get raw sharp brush and give a bit smiley part of the crease line to the mouth part. With the pressing control and draw sharp, you can make upper lip, this type of like the baby lips. And for the bottom part, I am using same method. With this type, you can give some different lip shapes. We will make new characters and we made before some characters. You can check them for the lips part. Or as I said before, if you don't want to learn some sculpt process or if it's too hard for you, you can go from the top right card. Again, I will say this. You can model your whole character without sculpting process with the modeling base meshes. I'm getting my clay strips again and adding extra clays to the upper lip. You can give some extra shape like this for making blobby shape, and with the inflate or blob brush, you can make it bigger of your character's lips. With the grab tool help, you can give some shape upper of the lip line. Give extra crease line with the draw sharp. For the connected nostril parts and upper lip, with the pressing control with the draw sharp, you can give extra outer line of your lips and nose. And adding extra crease lines. With the inflate brush, I am making bigger of my character's lips. For the chin area, you can add extra crease line with the draw sharp. From the bottom part, I am getting my grab brush again and pull them in the y-axis a little. Our character's head will look like this. With the grab brush, I am making my character's mouth bigger a bit. Let's make our ears. For this, I am getting some annotation lines with the X-ray method because I want to see how will I dig my ears of the characters. I am getting some extra outlines for this. And after all of that, you can move some part of your ears. You can get some draw sharp and draw a line with the crease type of the connection ear parts. With the pressing control and draw sharp, I am making sharpie outline edge of my ear. When I sculpt my ear, I don't want the effect of the head, so I will use my mask brush with the M is the shortcut key. You can paint it like this, look like the texture paint or vertex paint. After you make black all your ears, from the top, under the mask, you can invert your mask. Shortcut key is the Ctrl I. And now we can scale and sculpt our ear without affecting to our head. I'm getting my draw sharp. I will use this brush in here too much. You can give some line, outer edge lines with the sharp parts. You can give some top and back parts of it. With the grab brush, get some help. With the pressing shift and which brush you selected, you can give some smoothness. Again, I'm getting my draw brush and making inner line of my ears. For the character, if you want, you can search some images from the Disney type of stylized ears. They are really easy. We won't make any realistic ear in here too. We will make some a bit cartoony and simple shape of the ear. Because we are making stylized head, we don't have to make anything too much realistic. We will use realistic parts, yes, but we don't have to make all the thing as the same process. You can give some outer edge line in the ear of your character, and I'm digging some part of the ear. You can make this type of simple ear for your whole characters. From the front view, don't forget to check your ears. After all of that, you can clear mask from the top. Our character's hat will look like this. If you want, you can erase your annotation lines and clear your project. Let's add some body part to our character. First, we will add a cube to our scene again, and with the Ctrl tree, you can add subdivision and apply it. After that, shade smooth. Now you can scale and place. With the proportional edit help, you can give some shape with the scaling. Don't forget to Ctrl A or transform. After that, turn back to the sculpting. You can give some remesh 0.005 and remesh it. With the smooth brush, you can give some smoothness. For to connect your body and torso part, you can Ctrl J to join them together. After all of that, you can get your grab tool and give a shape for your shoulder parts of your character. With the box mask tool, you can choose your head and it will not affect when you change something on your torso part. You can give a shape with the draw sharp for the under of the neck parts and give some torso shoulder shapes with this draw brush tool. Give some crease between the breast area. And for the shoulders, you can use your clay strip brush for making some bumpy part of it. For the back, you can use your clay strips with control for the digging out. And extra geometry for your character. If you want, you can make some dress look for the breast part. Let's turn back to the layout mode. You can add a UV sphere for making hair base shape because we don't want to some bold view when we add our hairs. You can scale it and under the sculpting mode, as the same method, you can set some remesh with the 0.05 in this time. Smooth some part of it. And if you want, you can give some bunny parts of the hair base mesh. With the clay strips, you can add extra geometry if you want, but later I will delete this. I will make my character's hair straight. For the hair, with the Shift A, curve and choose top of the circle. Scale and place side of the scene and add a curve path. When you choose your path, under the curve settings, you can choose object and as an object choose your circle. Now, in the edit mode, when you choose your circle, you can add extra geometry with the subdivide between 2 or 3 vertices, control vertices. Move some part of the vertices, add extra subdivision in here. Give a shape, look like a bit curly and bumpy shape for the main part of our hair. As you see, it affects our path curve. Don't forget to check fill caps under the bevel. You can shift it to duplicate this hairline. Scale, rotate and place. With the Alt S, you can give some scaling, middle of the vertex. Move and place. For the turning some part of it, you can use Ctrl T. And if you want, you can make some curly hair with this method. After that, I am adding some mirror modifier on it. I'm making speed this process. As you see, I'm not making any extra thing. I'm only moving my vertices and playing around them and making some good topology for my characters here. You can shift it to duplicate for the sides, give a bit of wavy shape for the side hair parts. You can add extra geometry and mirror modifier for this. For the front, you can use mirror modifier too. For the top and side parts, I am using this method with the Ctrl-T for the converted and Alt-S to scale. You can add little hairs with this method. After all our hair done, we will add some eyebrows and eyelashes. For this, with the Shift A, you can add a plane. And after that, don't forget to check this face snap with the face project and choose this species. Under the object data, don't forget to select viewport display in front. Now you can choose some of the vertices, E to extrude, give an eyebrow shape for the character. With the Ctrl 2 or 3, you can add subdivision surface modifier it. Don't forget to shade smooth, add solidify modifier, give some thickness. If you want, you can add extra loop cuts for making sharp edges. With the Ctrl R, give some thickness in the solidify and add a mirror modifier. Move top of the mirror modifier and choose a mirror object your character's head. For the eyelashes, I am making same process with the adding plane. With the face snap is open, you can E to extrude some vertices. Add extra loop cut middle of it with Ctrl R. If you want, you can make bottom eyelashes with the continuous plane, but I will delete bottom part of the eyelash. You can add subdivision surface modifier, mirror, and solidify modifier to this too. As you see, I'm deleting the bottom part of the eyelashes. After all ready, let's add some color for our character. For the eyes, we will set our material. In the viewport shading, you can press slash, and under the object node, we will choose our vertex paint. Under the object data, under the color attributes, we have some new attributes in here. You can change its names as an eyes. Under the shading, with the input color attribute, we will choose this and connect color to base color. You can choose eyes in here. Now turn back to the vertex paint. With the brush settings, as you see, we will create a new color palette for ourselves. But before this, you can paint for your iris like this. If you did not make any retopology of your character, you can use this vertex paint method for your character texture paint. I will use this method in here. After that, you can add new palette and press plus icon. When you choose your colors, you can add them in here. I will choose a dark brown, and with the plus I added it. You can give some color for your character's eyes. With the changing your colors from the palette, you can set something, but don't forget to decrease your strength. Give some iris color to the top of it for giving some shadow. I'm making a dark brown in here, and I will give some little crease type of the paint for my eyes. It looks a bit cartoony, but not important because we are making stylized character. Now, as you see, it will look like this. You can go shading tab, and after that decrease your roughness from here. Our eyes are ready now. Let's add some color for our hairs. Before this, you can set a background for yourself for the render parts. You can add extra light to your scene for seeing clearly how your texture paint will look. You can set some power of your area lights, maybe 300, and give some different color for the warm lights. You can shift it to duplicate your area light too. After this process done, you can give a color for your hair, choose an hair part, and add new material for this. I will give a bit of pink material. After that, choose other hair parts and last selection material at 1, Ctrl L and link materials. And this is ready, but I want to give some gradient for my hair. For this, under the shading tab, I will add some gradient texture and connect base color. I will choose some type of my gradient part. You can choose maybe spherical for making some different part of the hair different colors. You can choose diagonal or radial. I will use this radial. You can add extra as a color ramp and give some color. As you see, when you slide your nodes, it affects straightly of your character's hair. I will give some dark and light pink, and it will affect like this. Which type of color you want, you can set it. Now let's give some color for our character's head. For this, we will add a body material, and again in the vertex panes. When you choose it, under the color attributes, it will give new attributes for you. You can set new name for this. And under the shading, search as a color attribute, connect this color to base color, and choose body in here. Let's turn back to the vertex paint. Under the brush settings, you can give a skin type of the color, and with the increasing strength, give some color for your character, but don't forget to hide your hairs. If it's too hard for you, you can decimate your character for the making your vertex paint process smoothly. And now I will give some dark skin color for this. For the cheeks and contour areas, you can get some pinky or peach color for inner of the ear and the upper cheeks. And for the nose, you can use this. With the blur brush, you can give some blurry smoothness for your character. For the torso, I am painting in here too. And for the inner eyelids, for making some eyelines type maybe, you can choose a dark color and give some smoothness outside of it with the blur brush. You can give which color you want, which type of makeup you can make it. It will look like this in the cycles too. And I am getting a red color for making my lips. Outside of the lips, if it's not suitable for you, it's too blocky look, you can use blur brush again. Our character will look like this. For the dress part, you can give some dark color. You can make some different type of the shirts or blouse, how you want. You can set it up. I am adding some solid color with the black and red. This is your character. Feel yourself free. Now our character is ready. Under the film, transparent, you can make transparent of your background. And for the rendering, as we made before, you can add some extra area lights, set up them with the shift key to duplicate, rotate and scale for giving some warm color. You can change your lights color and power from here. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. See you later in new tutorials with the characters.